much for joining me today, Ken, to chat about our experiences with diabetes. I have type 1, you have type 2. I'm sure there'll be lots of similarities, but perhaps some differences as well.
Thanks for inviting me, and having a good chat should always start with coffee.
Agreed.
Mine's is black. What's yours?
Oh, I don't know how you drink it black. I have to have plenty of milk in mine. There's one difference already. Let's sit down and have a chat. Grab your coffee.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So how long have you had diabetes, Ken?
23 years, 1999. Wow. And yourself, how long have you been?
13 years, yeah.
13,
or just over, yeah, so about half of my life.
You finding it easier now, or?
Yeah, you do just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah.
Obviously there are still challenges.
Yeah.
How did you find the diagnosis?
Well, I got called at 9 o'clock at night
from
my GP to say you were sending me to the diabetic clinic. So what I did was I went through and made myself a cup of tea.
Yeah,
with
no panic.
Milk and 2 sugars. And that was the last time I had any milk and sugar in it. So I eventually went to the diabetic clinic. She said, well, I can either put you on metformin or insulin. You're going to go on insulin eventually. I said, okay, we'll start with insulin then.
Yeah, and was that a couple of injections per day, or?
It started off 2. It's now multiple daily injections, MDI.
Yeah, well, I was on the same up until about a few months ago, and now I'm on an insulin pump.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it's transformed my life. It's amazing what technology can do, isn't it?
How are you finding the technology?
It's made life a lot easier, yeah. So I've had the Freestyle Libre system for about 2 years now. And before that, I was finger pricking several times a day. And so being able to have something on my arm which I can just scan with my phone when I'm out and about makes life so much easier. So what do you find are the biggest challenges living with type 2 diabetes?
When I look at social media and things and everything else, all they talk about is the food and all these various different diets and everything else. You shouldn't eat this and you shouldn't eat that. And, but if we could get the narrative to change to healthy eating rather than diets, I think we need to get that message over. And my other big gripe in a sense is exercise. Although, having said that, I do have a personal trainer who takes me out for a walk. I
don't know about you, but exercising always makes me feel better. I do always feel better after having done it, even if you think, oh, it's a bit of a chore. So I think my biggest challenge, well, firstly, that I've ever faced in my life was actually being diagnosed with diabetes. Completely came out of the blue, and I found that connecting with other young people with type 1 really helped me feel more confident in actually being open about my diabetes. I don't know if that's something you found. Education's helped.
My challenge, in a sense, was that I didn't have anybody. If you can get into a peer support group, as you did with your younger one, then it helps you to see that you're not alone.
Yeah, but having somebody else that gets it, it is so helpful, isn't it?
It is, and the type 1 community, it's great. You see that online and everything else.
Yeah, I've definitely found that.
And that's where I probably learned more about my types of diabetes with type 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm on insulin, and I still don't know everything. But, 23 years.
Learning every day.
So is there anything particular that somebody has said to you that really sticks in your mind?
Something that really sticks out to me was something that my dad said, actually. I was having a bit of a tough time with getting my head around it, and he said, you've conquered being diagnosed with type 1 and you've battled that. You've just got to keep having that same approach. Look how far you've come, and nothing could stop me living my life the way I want to live it, not even diabetes. What about you?
When I was in Edinburgh, I had an endocrinologist there, and he said to me that life is for living. And if we've got diabetes, we just have to get on with it and manage it. Not control it, manage it, rather than it managing us.
Yeah.
What was your actual motivation for helping people?
So that people know what the signs are of diabetes, and if somebody can be diagnosed with type 1 a little quicker because they've heard about the signs and symptoms, they associate, extreme thirst and needing to go to the loo a lot and being exhausted and losing lots of weight. If they're then diagnosed just a little bit quicker because they know those signs, it will make a big difference to them and their health, even if it's just one person. That's a big motivator for me. I would have thought actually somebody with type 2 would have very different experiences of diabetes to me with type 1, but actually chatting to you, it's amazing how much we have in common, and so many challenges are the same, aren't they?
They are. we need more of this interaction between us to break the barriers that people have, you know, especially with people with type 1 and type 2.
We have so much in common, both using insulin, and I've learnt that there are so many more types of diabetes than just type 1 and type 2 from you. Yeah, it's been great to have that perspective.
And thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.